Anything show. Jesus Christ. Anyways, all right.
Just knocks over my cup.
It is. Yeah, fucking ruins everything. It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Shut the fuck up.
Speaking of Spider-Man.
You're off the podcast. That's not a segue.
He's in a Spider-Man suit.
Yeah.
What?
That guy, whenever he does that.
Oh, shit, he is.
He is.
Yeah.
Or he's in Spider-Man suit with the goggles.
Yeah,
like,
and
Wednesday,
it's new comic book day.
New comic book day.
But this is all connecting to the Morbius trailer that we just got. Like, dude, what? Okay, fine. Topic. The topic of the Morbius trailer.
I wasn't correcting
got.
you. I was adding on.
Right, okay.
So defensive.
I know.
Who hurt you, bro? It's only Wednesday, my dude.
Oh, God.
And speaking of Spider-Man, just reading the whole segment.
Back 2 minutes ago now.
Yeah. All right. The new Morbius trailer that just dropped. What? I didn't hear you. It's okay. Whatever. Obviously, I wasn't supposed to. Jared Leto is Morbius.
And who's Morbius?
Morbius is the living vampire, which is strange way to put it, but that's how he's presented in the comics. He is this guy who's essentially gotten, like, you know, bitten or tested on, kind of like mutated vampire bat. Obviously, the whole shtick, he needs like blood to survive. He's a big villain for Spider-Man, also the obvious Blade, the Avengers every now and then. He hasn't had too much to go for and on in the comics recently. I think he was like featured in maybe a Ghost Rider or Avengers comic maybe a few months ago or something. He just came out with his own #1 issue, I think like 2 weeks ago. So there is an ongoing series, obviously, for the build-up that we are going to get. Now, there's a lot of things that go behind the interest and like the connection of why we have a #1 issue and what's going on in the cinematic kind of universe of things. But first, what do y'all think about the trailer?
I like the trailer. I think it's very much like Venom-esque. And not that I'm saying Venom was like great or whatever. It just seems like Sony has an idea for what they want to do, and whether or not it is a good idea or it's gonna work out, the fact that they seem consistent, at least, like the fact that it seems like they have a definitive idea that they're like, we want, you know, shit to be like this, is at least good, because they're not all over the place, like floundering, trying to figure out, you know, what they're doing for like each movie. So it seems like they have an idea, so it could go somewhere cool. It did, like, I got Venom vibes from the trailer, like when I was watching it. I like Jared Leto. I'm excited to see him in this one, see what he does with the character. I know a lot of people, like, Jared Leto's very hit or miss. Like, you either like don't like him, or you're like, yeah, I like Jared Leto, or you're just in his cult.
So vampirism makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know if you know. I was telling Millie. So 30 Seconds to Mars. I'll get into it later. It's not the point.
Do you have a meeting I need to go to or something?
yeah. Dude, I'm in a rush right now. I'm on my way to their island. I have to join their cult. It's cool. I think I'm not like really excited for the movie. I'm more excited for the implications it could have for other movies and for like the MCU or like other things. I'm far more excited about that than the movie itself. I guess is like my point.
I'm like whatever on it. I think the trailer visually looked interesting. Like, I think Jared Leto looks like he's having fun. It's going to be, like, weird and creepy. It could be something. I just don't know what the fuck Sony's doing with their movies. And I don't know what the plan is. Like, there's Morbius, and then there's a Madam Web movie. It's like a bunch of who gives a shit about all of these things.
Yeah.
And, like, there's... Like, you were talking earlier about, like, it's the setup for the Sinister Six, possibly. Maybe it's like, that's been set up. They've been trying to do that for, like, 10 years.
They tried to set that up in Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just don't know what the hell Sony's doing. And with Venom being, like, the groundwork for these movies, I really don't care. Venom, I thought, was trash. I was angry or laughing the entire time. So, like, I don't know. It could be interesting, but I'm not in any way, like, over the moon by this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same boat. The fact that you said it reminds you of a Venom trailer makes me more irritated now, because I absolutely hated...
It's true, though, right?
No, yeah, it is true. Oh, yeah, it is.
You see that DNA in
Yeah.
there for sure.
Yeah.
I
like,
hate...
it's a very consistent thing.
I did not like Venom, like, at all. Like, even a little bit. I think it was a very bad movie. I think they got a great actor. I think they had some good ideas and concepts, but the CGI was absolutely just like mess. I think Venom looked cool, but
he did look cool.
It was still a mess. I think
nobody agreed like what kind of movie it was. Tom Hardy was like in a slapstick comedy.
Yeah,
he was like
exactly.
eating a lobster.
Yeah.
Michelle Williams was in some like gritty detective story, and Riz Ahmed was in like a Bond movie. Yeah. It was so weird. It made no sense.
Yeah, it was. I go back to the fact that Tom Hardy, there's video of him like quitting in the middle of production and walking off and saying like, this movie is gonna be shit, this movie is not going well, and just like leaving, and they have to run off and like convince him to be like, no, like there's a lot of money, like you gotta do this, like blah blah blah.
And he's a producer on that movie.
I know.
So producer on that movie?
He produced
he backed that movie?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's like, I think he wanted it to be like, this is my Deadpool and I'm Ryan Reynolds. Like,
not at all.
I am this character. I'm getting like my stuff behind it.
Threw your hat in the ring for Wolverine,
a ton of
bro.
money.
Yeah,
like, it
but
made a fuck ton of money. That's why they're making a sequel, and they've got Andy Serkis directing the sequel,
which is crazy.
I mean, I love Andy Serkis.
I love Andy Serkis too. I don't know why he would. I don't know why he would bend down and do Venom too.
Well,
gotta get paid.
Hopefully,
there's no more 8 movies.
Well, there's 2 things behind that. One, I did not know that he was going to direct the second one.
Yeah, they're shooting it now.
I think that's a step up. Second...
It's a step up for them. It's a step down for him.
Yeah, he's above this.
I think he's above it.
The second point...
Unless he does something really cool with it.
The second point was, let's all pay attention to the directors, actors, and producers that are connected to Disney/Marvel. They are all cycling them within their, like, production studios and their experiments. So the fact that Serkis was in Black Panther and Ultron and as a character in the MCU, the fact that he's now working on another potentially Marvel connected property makes it interesting, which connects to the fact that we have a Morbius comic and to who showed up at the end of the Morbius trailer. Now,
Batman.
But okay, so anyways,
or Birdman if y'all saw that movie.
Yeah,
really good movie.
Literally,
very good movie.
Fucking fantastic movie. But
Vulture.
I was thinking more of Jack Frost, where he's a living snowman.
Wow! Holy shit! All right, you are definitely fired.
My assumption of why they got Andy Serkis on the movie is like, who knows, like mocap and bringing a CGI character to life? Because Venom was just like, it's like, I'm a black blob and Riz Ahmed is a gray blob. We got fangs and we like explode. Yeah. Like there was no like life to those things. And like, oh, I had like a weird, funny alien voice. Like, there was nothing going on. Andy Serkis made a fucking monkey into Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
Like
Well,
it was incredible.
Two people that I think do that really well, making like the inhuman like very human. Andy Serkis has done it wonderfully in Planet of the Apes, like all those movies, and also in like Lord of the Rings, and what the fuck else? I feel like he's done.
He's done.
He's done.
He was King Kong in the Jack Black King Kong movie.
He was King Kong.
Yeah.
Christ. Oh, that's crazy.
Holy
I didn't know
shit.
that. Yeah. So that too.
It looks like him too. No, I'm just playing.
Look at that.
Don't
dick.
disrespect. And he said, "Look at that dick." Andy Serkis fucking slangs, bro. On that segue, I've heard rumors Willem Dafoe has a really big dick.
Yeah, that's for.
And there's video of it actually of him dancing around naked on like set of like one movie.
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, on the fucking.
When he gets impaled onto the wall.
It's when he's in the when he's in the machine or whatever, and the dude is like up in his face like the scientist, and he like grabs his neck.
Yep.
He starts choking him, and then he's just hanging dick. But no.
So Venom.
No, there's a point I was trying to make for. Oh yeah. And so Andy Serkis does that really well, and Guillermo del Toro does that really well.
But that's more of like a real life prosthetic.
Yeah, but that's in a practical sense.
Yeah.
Andy Serkis is more like experienced, like well versed with like CGI. Mm-hmm. And Guillermo is more practically, so it's like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
But so I do think what you're saying, it makes sense to have Andy Serkis on the project to try to like hopefully give some sort of life.
Yeah.
To these things that were weird, like felt like a video game, like you know, and not even like a great one.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
At that, so.
And if there's going to be more symbiotes in these movies,
Carnage,
like Carnage and
dude, if they fuck up Carnage, I'm gonna be thoroughly upset.
I mean, did you see Woody Harrelson in that clown wig?
Dude,
come on, that looked like ass.
That was gross.
That looked really bad.
That was gross.
It's gonna be Carnage. Fuck you, Woody Harrelson. Ugh. This was supposed to be about Morbius. Came on Venom again. We already did this pod.
It was that bad.
Anyways, nonetheless, so yeah, everything seems connected. So coming from the comic standpoint, Marvel has made it known that they absolutely do not want any connection to God damn it, to anything that they don't have control over. So mid 2010s, they tried to kill off all the X-Men because they didn't have that property and they were really bitchy and upset about it.
They did it to the Fantastic Four.
They did it to the Fantastic Four. They wrote them off very gracefully, I think. But they're bringing them back, etc. All that's happening, of course, simultaneously as they buy out like the completion, like the. I just think it's like ridiculous how they did that, but the entirety of Fox. So they now have all those properties.
That's a big buy.
Yeah, but then they shaft Sony in the deal and, you know, punk them into more money for Disney. Really pressure them at least for one more movie. What that movie is, we don't know. But the way that things are going, and with them acknowledging Morbius and having Morbius get a number 1 is really big. And the fact that Jesus fucking Christ.
Bro, you getting a fax?
Joe Thomas?
Fax
You know what didn't get a fax? Joe Thomas.
Anyways, the fact that
This is gonna keep going.
Jesus Christ, it's gonna keep going.
The facts is.
Oh God, that's not a good joke. Anyways, the fact is that we have Michael Keaton at the end of the trailer. We don't necessarily know.
Do we know that he's
we
Vulture?
don't know that he's Vulture, but the fact that he's there with the one other tag in that we get the only other hint realistically is what I was trying to say that we get from a potential connection to the Spider-Man universe or Spider-Man from the MCU is that Spider-Man drawing on the alleyway wall that has murderer tagged on it. And where do we get murderer from?
Which seems relevant to what's going on in the MCU right now.
Yeah,
where Spider-Man is.
We end, Far From Home with everybody thinking that he killed Mysterio. So
and like launch the attack. So like, if there were casualties there.
Yeah. So those are our two connections to the MCU, and the fact that Sony has been trying really hard for a very long time to get like this big connection of the Spider-Verse with the Sinister Six going. We've mentioned before, we have at least 6 villains, potentially. We have a Vulture, we have a Scorpion, we might still have a Mysterio. If we're connecting the Sony movies, we have Venom, we have Morbius now, and then with all the sub-characters, we have, you could even say Ned, because he becomes Hobgoblin in the comics. We have Prowler.
Yeah.
And then we also have Shocker, And then somewhere down the line in between now and the next Spider-Man movie, we're supposed to get a Black Cat movie. Mm-hmm. So that's between 6 to 9.
Yeah. Is it still a Black Cat movie, or is it Black Cat and Silk Spectre together?
I think I remember hearing it as a Black Cat and Silk Spectre.
Yeah, I think it's like a team up of them.
Yeah, I think I remember that's how I was hearing it.
Yeah, they're like going all out with like all the weird ass.
Yeah, they were bringing like
because I know there was a Silver Sable one that they wanted to do also, but it was gonna be like, I don't know, Silver Sable, whatever. I don't know.
There's all these weird ass fucking characters.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that too, and now I'm wondering if I'm like mixing some
Double S might be mixed up. Yeah, we still can't get a fucking Craven in these goddamn movies.
Oh my gosh!
No, I think it is Silver Sable and Black Cat.
That's what it was. Yeah, but I don't know if those were separate or if it was a together movie.
No, I think it is a together movie. Yeah, I think they were separate.
It's Black Cat and Silver Sable. Yeah,
but they're like,
and it's
fused them. Okay,
which is a weird. I would prefer just a Black Cat. But
I would prefer. I don't know.
But I would prefer her to not have a standalone movie until she's introduced.
That's where I was going, but at the same time, I feel like
introduce her in another movie, and then do a standalone.
That's kind of where I was going, but I feel like there's still a lot that we can do with Black Cat.
Yeah,
that I'm like, you know what, I'm okay with it. Especially if we're getting a Black Widow movie, which I don't think we need at all, but I'm still kind of excited.
I'm very excited for the Black Widow movie, actually.
I mean, the fact that they're doing it all means something important is happening in that. So I'm very curious what that means.
We don't get movies. That is what I'm excited for, is because we don't get movies in the MCU that are not
important,
concurrent to the timeline.
Important, except for Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Iron Man 3 is still important. Iron Man 3 is still important.
It is the second worst Marvel movie.
It is the worst Marvel movie.
It is
Thor
the
2.
second worst.
No, Thor 2 has an Infinity Stone in it.
That doesn't make it better.
No, you have to watch it to understand it.
You have to watch Iron Man 3.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
All right. Anyways, so Morbius is going to be interesting.
Look.
If you don't watch Iron Man 3, you don't know who that kid is at the end of Avengers Endgame.
Back to Black Widow for a second, just because for whatever reason we can't stay on track with Morbius.
Because no one cares.
Yeah,
nobody cares about any of these. This is going to be a mess.
For the Black Widow movie.
Also, Jared Leto's Joker was very good. I really like Jared Leto's Joker.
We're going to get back to that one.
You should go home.
Everybody's been kicked off this podcast today for having really terrible opinions.
How dare you?
We'll cycle back to it.
Does Morbius still have the damage tattoo on his forehead?
He's got. I'll tell you what. He's got the same abs.
Oh. God. Jared should have stayed as a singer.
He still is. The Colt. I'll get back to it. We have a lot of.
It's like the 8th thing we have to get back.
Yeah, we'll circle back to it. You got a running list.
This is gonna be longer than the football pod.
I'm excited for the Black Widow movie. Like, really excited for a few reasons. One, Endgame got me to care about Scarlett Johansson's character again. Got me to care about Black Widow again. Just with the sacrifice, and with like the it's like the end, so you're like wondering like what else did she have, because like at the end they're like when she was dead they were like, did she have any family or whatever. like asking about it, and then you get like a glimpse in Black Widow that she did have like a sort of family, you know, like whatever that like looks like biologically or like it's her like, you know, howled together like little family, but it's still family. So it's interesting. So you're gonna get some like backstory on her, which I'm like interested, and I'm interested like what kind of movie it is, because I'm hoping it's gonna be like a Winter Soldier type movie.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like a really just big like spy thriller, and I'm excited to get another spy thriller just to have like a cool like grounded like fun action piece.
What I kind of thought about, and I am now becoming semi-fearful that Lucasfilm and MCU are sharing too many like concepts.
Yeah.
Because we know how the Black Widow storyline goes from like Iron Man 2 all the way to the very end of Endgame, we semi-expect and know how this ends because none of those characters show up again.
Yeah.
So what if they pull a Rogue One and kill everybody?
I feel like it's very likely.
That's like, because I just realized that because Rogue One, we knew how it was going to end because the Rogue One was always the first battle and everybody dies from that battle.
Donnie Yen is badass in that movie, but that's autistic. I love Donnie Yen, but no, I think that's
so. Now
potential.
I'm thinking, I'm like, fuck, man, what if that's what we do now? Because all of these characters, realistically, are towards the end of their story anyways in life, because they all seem to be retired. Black Widow's the only one who just seems like she can't get out of retirement.
And part of the movie is there's a new batch of widows coming out.
Exactly.
So getting rid of Scarlet and Yelena and whatever the fuck Rachel Weisz is.
Yelena, I'm pretty sure definitely has to die because in the
I think
trailer,
both of the girls have to die.
Well,
I'm pretty sure, like maybe possible spoilers. I'm pretty sure Rachel Weisz is gonna be a fucking Taskmaster.
Who?
Rachel Weisz, the woman who's playing her mom. I'm pretty sure she's gonna be fucking Taskmaster because she has a fucking bow.
Yeah, that'd be badass. So that would be badass. Actually, I really hope.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's gonna be.
Rachel Weisz is a fantastic actress.
Oh, she crushes.
She's amazing.
She crushes.
But
Mummy, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking about. I just know Mummy was bad.
She's in The Lobster. That's a great movie. It's Colin
Farrell.
Farrell.
To see Lobster for so
it's
long.
so good.
Okay.
It's
anyways, related to stuff that I know. I'm just playing.
All right.
I'm just playing. I'm sorry.
There's two other people on this podcast, but I'm sure Rodney appreciates what you're saying. Rodney's seen The Lobster like 50 million times.
Yeah, he's into weird indie things about reincarnation.
With Colin Farrell, where he's fat. And it's really cool. It's a satirical like thing on like relationship culture, and like the idea of it in society. Like if you're single, like it's a bad thing. But anyway, so I'm excited because I'm hoping it's gonna be another spy thriller. I think it's possible that everybody dies. I think it's possible that maybe like one or two don't, and like then they have like some sort of return or significance in a future movie. Just because I know Marvel likes to do that. I feel like both the girls have to die. I think her like Rachel Weisz's character being Taskmaster makes total sense, and her dying. I think her sister or whatever, Yelena. I think she's definitely gonna die because she's wearing armor in the trailer that Black Widow is wearing in Infinity War.
She's a good catch.
She's wearing that same armor.
Jesus
honor
Christ.
Her sister.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's like an honor your sister thing. I'm assuming she has to die.
And also whatever Captain Russia, whatever his fucking name is.
Red Guardian.
Yeah, he's got that attitude of like, I'm gonna fucking fight this person alone and like die while you go complete the mission or something.
Well,
he's got that kind of...
he's fighting Taskmaster, and it'd be really interesting to see if that's the reveal where like he's fighting Taskmaster, he's winning, and then she says something,
and then
he's like, what? And then he just goes, wow.
I definitely expect him to die.
Guys,
but
I think we just wrote a movie.
I know, right? I think we just already wrote Black Widow. Let's leak the script.
Yeah.
But so I think he's probably most likely gonna die. But also, if there's anybody in that movie that's gonna survive, it's either
Black Widow.
Oh whoa! Fuck out of here. Black Widow's for sure gonna bite it. She's not making it out of this movie, guys. I hate to break it to you. No, so it's obviously Black Widow, but I feel like it's either. I feel like if anybody's got a shot, it's either Red Guardian, for him to have some sort of small reprise in like a future thing, although it wouldn't be necessary nor would it make sense, or it would potentially be Taskmaster.
I'm pretty sure they'll keep Taskmaster around. He's like
Yeah.
a fan favorite niche
Taskmaster,
thing.
yeah, everybody
and, like,
loves
you can plug him in.
Taskmaster.
He could work for anybody.
Yeah, and
Like,
he can
whenever you make Doctor Doom,
Yeah, and
Taskmaster
he
can be a
Yeah,
Or
and he
if
can
he
put up
listen to-
really good fights against a lot of people because that's his whole thing. Is he just fucking learns other people's. Like,
Now,
a challenge for the new Avengers or something.
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say we
so
could
I
even
think
see
I think it
him
makes sense to keep
potentially
Taskmaster.
plugged into the Falcon Winter Soldier movie or show.
Or they
Potentially,
could
but
treat it like a
I
Teen Titans thing, and the Young Avengers
Yeah.
have to fight Taskmaster.
I
or
think I would
something.
rather it be Young Avengers because I think it'd be too busy with the whole Zemo shit that they've got going on
Be
in
interesting,
Falcon
though.
Winter Soldier.
And I think Zemo would be definitely the one to connect
excited.
everything.
For Zemo.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
He's
still
gonna
not
actually
that
get
excited
his
about that show.
what?
You what?
Of the Marvel shows, that's like the one I'm probably like lower excited for.
What? Why?
We already talked about this. I just think I'm so
I-
bored with the Winter Soldier.
I have to-
Bucky doesn't matter to me.
I
at
have
all.
to. I have to agree with him.
I'd rather like a Sam show. Like I'm in
Mm-hmm.
for Sam. Sam's dope. Bucky, I could do without.
So Sebastian Stan's a great actor. I
don't blame him at all.
The character that they've set up, like Marvel, thus far, has been a fucking rock. Like just like a stale fucking piece of bread. Like he has no personality, like at all.
Part of it's not his fault because he's either been mind controlled or dust.
Yeah.
So like it's not all his fault, but
get
it's
it.
still boring.
I
as
get
hell.
it, and he's like getting some of that back. So I'm hoping that this show is where they do like a Thor and they fix him.
Yeah.
You know, they do like a Ragnarok or whatever, and just completely fix the character, write him how he's supposed to be written. write
Maybe
him-
that's what we'll get out of this show,
No,
or-
no, no.
which will be like
Yeah, that's what he was
theoretically
saying,
like
yeah.
an 8 to 10
Yeah.
episode.
And don't
show,
get me
something.
wrong, I'm very excited for the show. I'm just much more excited for every other show. Cause
WandaVision seems dope.
WandaVision-
What If seems
yeah.
dope.
WandaVision
Loki's gonna be a
seems-
fucking
yeah,
madhouse.
like-
Like,
Also, did you see? I don't know if there's any updates that the Hawkeye show was put on like indefinite delay.
no, that was proven false.
Oh, that was false.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But also, the Doctor Strange director quit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we were talking
he
about
went
that.
to,
the other day.
That-
but he stayed on producer.
Yeah,
Stayed
that's
on
true.
as
Yeah,
producer.
but
But I
he
just
got-
found that out
he-
yesterday.
yeah,
I was
he-
like,
he-
holy shit.
Now, I think the reason they did that was because he probably had this vision that
Yeah.
that he no of making
was
this
fun.
movie. Okay, all right, I'm sorry. Bits over. He was probably had this idea
bits.
of
This is just a really bad episode of Miss making
This is
a really
about
terrible
Morbius.
pun. We said this shit about the facts and then the fucking vision, and then we're just making stupid ass
Okay.
fucking puns and refusing to
think-
talk about Morbius.
yeah, I think
Because no one cares.
Or the fact that Jared Leto has a cult.
You've been teasing this
I've
the
been
entire
teasing it.
time.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing you.
it's gonna be the
Warming
last
it up.
30 seconds. So yeah, he has a cult on an island. That's it. Boom.
Don't spoil it.
Midsummer was about?
Huh?
Is that what Midsummer was about?
Yes,
Jared Leto's
it's about
cult?
Jared Leto's cult.
And a bear.
I loved Midsummer. I also still haven't figured out why I loved Midsummer,
I haven't seen it.
and
haven't seen it either.
I don't know if that says something bad about my core as a person. Because if you see the movie, like you'll get it.
Wasn't it the dude who did Hereditary?
It
in
is.
Midsummer?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this
uh,
is fucked up madness.
What's his? I'm trying to remember what his fucking name is.
Steven Spielberg. No.
Yes. No, but yeah.
Well, but anyways, speaking of horror movies, I think this guy, the director for Doctor Strange, or former director of Doctor Strange, he did have this vision and this idea of making Doctor Strange a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Which they
think-
talked about. They teased.
Yeah, and I think what probably happened is they've already gone through a lot of the shoots. They've got a lot of, like, a good maybe 3/4 of the movie done. Disney, Marvel probably saw it and they're like, okay, this is a little too wild.
Yeah, this isn't the.
Take a step off the gas pedal, sit in the back seat, just kind of oversee everything. We're going to do a couple, like, tweaks here and there and make it a little bit more tolerable.
I could see that being a thing. Also, I just think it's interesting that he pulled out of the project pretty much the same time that they announced that WandaVision got moved up. So it's
Yeah.
now, instead of coming out in 2021, it's coming out
Oh,
this
yeah,
year.
yeah.
So, like, the same time that came out was like, around when he walked out of the project. So
And-
maybe there's since they're connected, those two movies allegedly,
Yeah,
the show and the movie. Like,
yeah, 'cause-
maybe something happened where he's like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, because Doctor Strange, I know there was an announcement that Doctor Strange was supposed to make an appearance in WandaVision. Not only like having Scarlet Witch be in Doctor Strange, but like so it's like a
Sympathetic,
two-way,
yeah.
like back and forth,
Yeah.
like connection. So it could be, there was some thing going on with like production of like Multiverse of Madness that like once like he left the project, they were able to like streamline things and move around some shit and like get everything going. But I did see somebody was like, it was just some random fucking person, and they were posting, and they're like, wouldn't it be badass if Guillermo del Toro stepped on to direct Doctor Strange
dream.
Multiverse of Madness? And I was thinking about it, and like the more that I've been thinking about it, the more excited I've gotten about it. It won't happen.
No, of course it wouldn't happen.
It would
Guillermo
never
teases
happen.
everything.
Yeah, it would-
He
it
says
would-
he's gonna do something and doesn't.
Yeah, it would never happen. He hasn't expressed any like interest in doing it, but also the way that I was telling Millie, Marvel picks their directors in a very smart way. They pick directors who are not super well established, who have like talent and credibility and like vision and some things that you can cite that is like, okay, this is a good, director, but it's people who don't have egos, and it's people that don't have their own brand yet of shit. Like it's people that are going to stick to Disney's vision and like Marvel's vision, and not like interject too much of themselves into it.
Where you can see the style, but they're not forcing their
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You can tell when James Gunn is involved.
Yeah, exactly.
You can tell when Taika Waititi's doing something.
Yeah. So they have enough of their flavor, but like it doesn't detract at all. Which is why we were saying like it's really good that Joss Whedon left when he did, because he was starting to get like very full of himself. And if he did any more movies, if he did any more movies, they just would have been like about what he wanted. But yeah, so there's no way that they would get somebody like Guillermo on a project. Like on a Marvel movie project, because it would just be Guillermo's movie. Like he would want to do the movie that he wants to do, and then there would be creative differences, and he would fall out.
That's what happened with Ant-Man.
With
whatever his name,
Peyton Reed.
I don't remember his name either.
Peyton Reed's the guy who stepped in.
Oh yeah, he's the guy.
He's the guy who did Shaun of the Dead and
Edgar Wright.
There you go.
I
He was in
so
there,
mad
and then
when
it was
that
like
happened.
they were forcing him to do stuff, and he was like, no,
I was
don't need this.
I was so mad when that happened because Edgar Wright is fucking phenomenal.
What did we say though?
everything he
Like
does.
all the fight scenes were his. Like
Yeah, they
recorded?
kept
Yeah.
his fight scenes.
Yeah.
Which is like him like fighting on a kid's train set, which is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
But they like Paul Rudd and the other people just like rewrote the script in like 2 weeks after Edgar Wright left.
Yeah.
So, but shit, I don't even remember where we.
Just tell me about the cult and we'll end this.
Oh yeah.
Because what, we're at 45 minutes by now at least?
Are we?
Nah, bro, we're like at 33.
Jesus Christ.
We still got another 30 minutes.
It's still longer than the football podcast.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Let's end it with the cult.
We'll end it with the cult. So Jared Leto has a band with his brother. What's his name? Like Shannon?
Sure.
Shannon
I don't
Leto?
fucking know.
I don't know. Anyway, so they have a band, 30 Seconds to Mars. I don't know if you know about it.
Heard of it?
Yeah, so it's decently big. They're decently popular. They play like concert shit, whatever. They play music. He does it alongside his acting thing. They started this festival where they like have this island, and it's like a 30 Seconds to Mars like music festival that they do, and it's like for like a certain amount of time. It's not like just like a day or so. Like it's a commitment. Like you go out there. And so you fly out to this island and you live on the island for like a little bit for like this festival, and you just like walk around with like Jared Leto and his brother, and like everybody just like hangs out and like lives there, and they do like concerts or whatever, and like just interact, and like they like talk to them and have like whole things, but like the pictures are very cult like it's very creepy, and I think it genuinely is a cult. Like everybody's wearing like the same shit. And
that's a sign.
And like there's like
The Kool-Aid.
yeah, and like Jared Leto would be like up on a platform, and everyone's like sitting like listening to him talk, and it's like
No, thank you.
And I want to say that there's a tweet that he made himself where he was like, this is a cult. Like I'm leading a cult. Like I think there's like a tweet that's like actually like very like not shy about it at all.
I wouldn't put it past Jared Leto.
Oh,
He's
no.
a freaky dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him either. I'm pretty sure it's like accurate, but also I'm kind of into it.
Jesus
I
Christ.
kind of dig the Rockstar cult idea. And
Which
you know,
is-
hang out on his island.
if
and do
anyone's
weird
gonna
sex stuff.
if anyone's gonna do it, it's Jared Leto. You know.
Which makes his Joker also a little bit more creepier.
No, his
How
joke.
he sent
Well,
used condoms to
Yeah,
people?
no, did you
Oh.
know about all the shit he was doing on the set? Yeah,
On the set?
Didn't he send like dead fucking animals?
Yeah.
Yeah, like dead rats.
Yeah, dead rats and like different shit.
Yeah.
Like,
straight
like
up the used condoms
weird
were
shit. Yeah,
full of cum.
yeah. Cult orgy cum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He sent like personalized gifts to all the characters
Yeah.
of like weird fucked up stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
He got okay. Back for a second to the Joker.
I like. Jared
I
Leto's
think
Joker. I think it's just
I
misused.
think people give that Joker too hard of a time. I think they give Jared Leto too hard of a time. I think people box themselves into this mentality of like it can only ever be Heath Ledger, so like they're not willing to accept like new Jokers, which I think is dumb. And so they had like boxed themselves into like this is what Joker is, that they, you know, couldn't like comprehend the fact that there are different versions of Jokers, you know, and like different ideas of how his character is. And so that was just another version, it was another direction, which in and of itself I don't think was worse or better. It's just a different version. And I don't think Jared Leto did a terrible job. I just think that what he was given was shit. And I think like when they cut out like all the shit that he filmed,
Because he recorded like an hour.
Yeah, there's
of
apparently-
work.
yeah,
Yeah.
there was a lot that they recorded, and like when they cut it all out, and the way that they like put it in the film, like with editing, and it just like ended up not being anywhere like what it was supposed to be. But I don't think that it's not because it didn't have the potential, or like because the idea was wrong. I think just the execution was like very limited. So I think people give like it too hard of a time. It's not a great Joker by any means, but
I think it's better than Joaquin Phoenix. Fuck Joaquin Phoenix and his Joker and that
Your
movie.
hate for Joaquin Phoenix.
it's so
makes no sense
passionate.
to me.
And
I hate that.
I don't know where it comes
I
from.
hate that Joker. I hate that movie.
You know how many Oscars it's been nominated for?
I don't
People
agree
love
that,
that
I don't
movie.
agree that it should be up for like Best Picture and shit.
It should not be
I think
up
Joaquin-
for any Oscars at all.
Uncut
you're
Gems
so
got so
weird.
fucking
You're so
snubbed. I'm
weird.
so mad about it.
What?
What?
I said Uncut Gems got so fucking snubbed. I'm
I
so
didn't
upset
see
about
that.
it. Really?
I need to watch that
Most of
movie.
y'all need to watch that movie.
Yeah.
I couldn't get past like it looks like The Waterboy. Like it's Adam Sandler being like in a hard drama.
No, Adam Sandler's a great actor. There's two movies that I'll point you to. No, he's a great actor. There's two movies I'll point you to, and you can watch one of these before you watch Uncut Gems, just to warm up to the idea, because he's not the only actor in the movie. And it's also on Netflix, so you can see it, like right now.
Click.
Huh? Yeah, Click. Click. That's actually a really emotional movie towards the end.
No,
Like,
yeah, for
dying
real.
and shit. It's-
Like, I don't think Adam Sandler's a bad actor. Like, legitimately, like, I've seen Spanglish, and I think he did a solid job in Spanglish.
Spanglish is pretty decent.
Like, for Adam Sandler of that time, like,
Yeah.
I know he's talented, but just like him in this movie was just like I would only see Adam Sandler.
No, but he's great in this movie. Like he fully like is integrated into the character. Like you stop seeing Adam Sandler, you just start seeing this character. Like
Okay.
he's fully there. But two movies. One of them is older and one of them is more recent. The more recent one's by Noah Baumbach, same dude that did Marriage Story, which is up for like
Okay,
a ton of
yeah.
Adam Driver and Scarlett
Is it a
Johansson.
movie about divorce?
Yeah.
It's Noah Baumbach.
It's a love story. It's a love story about divorce.
Gotcha.
But which sounds like an
All of
oxy.
his movies are about divorce.
Not all of them. This one I'm getting to.
Squid and the
Is
Whale?
it? No, there's no divorce. Wait. There is. There definitely is. It's not the focal point, but like Adam Sandler and his wife split.
There we go.
But anyway, so the older one, Punch Drunk Love. If you haven't seen that
I've
one,
heard of Punch Drunk Love. I've never seen it yet. But...
I think that's like Paul Thomas Anderson
Okay.
movie. That one's pretty good. And this one is even better. The more recent one, the Noah Baumbach one, the Meyerowitz Stories, new and selected.
The what is it?
The Meyerowitz Stories,
Okay.
new and selected. It's on Netflix. It's got Adam Sandler, Ben Stiller, and Dustin Hoffman. So
Okay.
pretty great cast. It's got some other people too. Pretty great cast, phenomenal writing. Adam Sandler is great in that movie, and I think it'll like put you in the mindset like ready to accept him as a serious actor. But that
Okay.
that movie, Uncut Gems, got really snubbed. Also, that one's gonna be on Netflix really soon. Actually, I heard.
Yeah, there's something about that.
Yeah, like it's gonna be on Netflix like this month, I think, or
I thought it was
next
a
month.
Netflix first movie. That's why I was so confused when I saw it in theaters.
No,
Or
no.
that it wasn't.
Yeah.
Was
It
it A24 or whatever?
Yeah, A24 Studios, which is fantastic.
Oh, yeah, they
studio.
make great
They
stuff.
only put out good movies. Like I think they're the most consistent movie studio. Like they only put out like really like good
They're gonna
shit.
get bought up by Marvel.
Huh? Get bought up by Marvel.
Or Disney, whatever. All right, well then, just end the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we
This got
lost.
way off topic and went really.
Fuck the
weird.
French. Morbius is gonna be trash. Sony needs to sell Spider-Man back to Disney.
Amen.
And OU still sucks.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?